Hello, this is Ankit Reddy. Welcome to the .NET course from educators.com, world's best online training tutorial for the leading technologies. In this video session, we'll talk about ASP.NET state management, the last topic that's called application variables. Till now, we have seen client-side state management techniques and server-side state management techniques. Under that, we have seen session state variables. One is in-proc, state server, and SQL server. Now, the last session is under state management techniques or application state. Application state variables are available across all pages and across all the sessions. This means like multi-user and global data. Remember that application state variables are like multi-user and global data, whereas session state variables are single user global data. Application state variables are stored on the web server. Web server means we'll be keeping our web application on a server. Example is IIS server, Internet Information Services, so that everybody can access your application who is having internet connection with your website URL. Application state variables are cleared or removed only when the process hosting the application is restarted. That is when application ends. So you will be losing this application state variables when means when the web server is get restarted. Understand? Till that time it will be existing. So whenever the application went down, then only you will be losing that application state variables. Application state variables are not a thread safe. Lock and unlock methods of the application class must be used to protect against deadlocks and access violations. We'll be having lock method and unlock method. I'll be discussing this with an example by taking this. Let me take one real-time example where we'll be using these application state variables. Application state variables are global. Remember that. And all sessions have access to them. All sessions in the sense, imagine that you are having an application and this application can be accessed by n number of users. Just take 3 users. So first user can access your application state variables and this second user will be having the same. Session variables will be each person will be having their own session variables and application will be having only one application state variable. Understand? So only I told session state variables are like single user global data. Application state variables are like multi-user global data. Please remember that. Now let me take a real-time example where we can use application state variables. Application state variables are global and all sessions have access to them. So these variables can be used to track the number of users online. You will be seeing in real-time examples at any part of the page will be displayed that number of users online or number of current users accessing your website, like that. Every time a new user connects to your application, we wanted to increase the number of users online by 1. Understand? If a new user connects to your application, we wanted to increase the number of users online by 1. Along the same lines, whenever a user session ends, then we need to decrease the number of users online by 1. But how do we know that a new user connects to your application is by using sessions underscore start event is fired. Whenever a new session is established, session underscore start event will get generated. When the session ends, session end event is fired. These event handlers are there in global.asx file. Let us move to Visual Studio. There I will show you that practically what are the application state variables and how do we display number of users online for every new user connects to our application. So this is a new application I have created, application state demo. Here I have one web form, nothing is there in this source also, and design is nothing is there. For session start and session end event, we need a global.asx file. For that, let me take new item. Somewhere else you can see global.asx file. Yeah, global.asx file. You please add this because here only will be having session start and session end event will be there. This is the session end, this is the session start event. So whenever your application start, this application start event will get fired. After that, if any user start using your application, session start event will get fired. And when a user session ends, then this session end event will get fired. Let us see by taking an example here. Here I am declaring application state variable as same as session state variables, but the name is different here, application. Then users online is equals to, as of now, let me keep 0. So it is same as session variables declaration. I just assigned 0 to this application state variable. Now, when a session start, we need to have that this application users online to be increment by 1 value. So copied that, then we want to increase by 1. And again, we need to store it in some other application state variable, right? So what I am doing is, it is like you have a variable x, there x equal to x plus 1 you are making. The same way, I have one application state variable. I'm making it application state variable equal to application state variable plus 1. Here we are getting a compile time error. Let us see that what is the error message. Operator plus cannot be applied to operands of type object and integer. This one is an integer and this is object type. So what we want is number. So let me convert this into integer. And I told that application state variables are not thread safe. So it will, to avoid this deallocation, we will be taking this, application state variables are not thread safe. So lock and unlock methods of the application class must be used. So that what will happen is, we'll be protecting these from deadlocks and access violation. So let me take application dot lock method. Same way, we need application dot unlock method. So as long as the one user is connected, it will be locking this application variable for that particular user, so that no one will clash with this application state variable. Till it unlock, nobody can use this application variable. For each user, it will be there session state variable. This session start event will get fired for every new user get connected to your application. This event will get fired only one time when your application started. Then session start event will be fired every time a new user is getting connected. So what our logic is, we wanted to increment plus 1 whenever a new user connect to our application. In the same manner, whenever a user session ends, is logged out or session ends, then we wanted to make it as -1 here. Then one more thing is, let me take in web.config file. So to make sure that practically, to see that instead of waiting for 20 minutes, I'm making it as 1 minute. Session state timeout is equal to 1. So that we can see practically what I'm keeping is a timeout is equal to 1 minute, so that after 1 minute session will end out. So that after session end out, we'll be seeing this, sorry, not here, session end event will get fired. Then what I'm doing is, let me have some code inside this page load. Will be showing this our response dot right. Here will be showing number of users online, or number of users online is equals to plus, this is the one what we have mentioned here. Then as it is object type, we'll be converting to task to string. Then again, it is a best practice always that we need to check this application state variable is having a value or not. Otherwise it will be throwing error. We have seen this in a session state variable. Please watch the earlier session on this so that you can understand it. And like this. So if it is not null only, please convert it to .toString. Otherwise, you'll be getting null reference object error, meaning that without having a data, we are trying to convert it to .toString. That is not possible. If it is a null, we cannot insert. So only we'll be checking that if it is not null only, please convert it to the .toString. That's it. Let me execute it before build it. Build is succeeded. Now I'm going to execute it. For the first time application is started, we can see that number of users online equal to 1. Now let me just treat this browser as a one user. Let me take a Chrome browser. Then Chrome browser is, this is a Chrome browser. I'm opening Opera browser. Meanwhile, let me open Internet Explorer also. So here, let me access the same application. And let us see here. This is Opera. Let me take this one. Not required. Paste. Let me enter. Now here see, this is Internet Explorer. Here you can see this as Internet Explorer. You can see number of users online equal to 2. Now let me see this Opera. Now we are seeing number of users online equal to 3. Each browser you think it has a one user. After 1 minute of time, what will happen? Let us see. Chrome is one user, so we are showing as online users are 1, and Internet Explorer I open, it is showing as 2. Then Opera also it is there, it is showing 3. After 1 minute time, you please leave it 1 minute ideally. Then if you refresh it, you can see that it will get down from 3 to 2 because the first session ends after 1 minute. Then again after 1 minute, if you refresh this, it will be showing only 1. So please wait for 1 minute. Then you can see that. See here, it is increased 3 because after session got idle, again we are trying to refresh it. Once it refresh, again the request will goes to that, then it will treat it as a new user. So only please wait for 1 minute. Then after 1 minute only you refresh this so that it will be coming down. If you are not sure, let me show you that with a breakpoint in all the places. Just stop it. Global.asx file. Application start is the first event. When your application start, it will get fired. Then this session underscore start event will be fired every time a new user connects to your application. Session end will be fired when the session ends out. Now let me show you that with breakpoint. For the first time, application start event will get fired. This is the one. I am going with F10. Now session start. Now it is as of now 0, 0 plus 1, it will become 1. Now let me take this, copy, open in another browser. Now see, session start event is getting fired. It is showing number of users online equal to 2. Just wait. I am not going to open in Internet Explorer. I wanted to show you that the event called session underscore end event will get fired. I am not going to touch anything. I will be waiting for 1 minute. So automatically event will get fired in this place. Let me open this Visual Studio. Once 1 minute is reached, application session underscore end event will get fired. Here the cursor will come. As of now it is in red color, right? The cursor will come, it turns to yellow color. Let us wait. So remember that application state variables are multi-user global data. yeah, see here, the cursor is came here, it turned to yellow color. Now what will happen, the number of users online equals to number of users online minus 1. So what will happen, it will come down 1. Go and see here, 1 will be there. Again this one more session is getting end, 2 users are user session ends, so it will be becoming number of users online decreased to 1. Hope you understand this. Application state variables, remember that application state variables can be accessible across the entire application. Please remember this. So this is a real-time example for application state variables. Whenever we wanted to use for finding out this number of users online, this is one of the example I told. You can use this application state variables. Please remember that application state variables are like multi-user global data, whereas session state variables are like single user global data. Thank you for watching this. We'll be meeting it other session in a other video.